Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWF Primetime Wrestling live here on YouTube. I'm your host, JWR911, and we are all set to go as we're going to just send it right up the ring, folks. We have one jam-packed show for you here tonight. So without further ado, let's go up to the ring as we kick things off with your WWF champion. We are live from Orlando, Florida. And here comes the WWF champion himself, the Ultimate Warrior.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from parts unknown, weighing in at 275 pounds, the WWE champion, the Ultimate Warrior.
And what a pleasure it is for us to have the Warrior here on Primetime. And to kick it off nonetheless, the Warrior, of course, has a date with Hulk Hogan at Wrestlemania for that WWF Championship. But tonight, you're going to see the Warrior in action against this man. Jake the Snake Roberts.
From Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing in at 249 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake going one-on-one with the WWF champion, and that is how we are kicking off Primetime. We want to thank you all for joining us here live each and every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube. Thanks for being part and welcoming us into your home. I gotta tell you folks, tonight is going to be jam-packed. We have this as our opening contest, and in the main event tonight, you're going to see the Intercontinental Championship decided as Alpha puts the title on the line against Hulk Hogan. But right now, we've got Jake the Snake, we've got the Warrior. Let's get it going. And the Warrior, hot out of the gates, as you would expect. He's got Jake down. Only a count of one. The Warrior, though, not going to let up. Right back on top of Jake the Snake Roberts. Backing him into the corner, and now slamming him head first into the turnbuckle. Jake, though, able to get out with an elbow. And now backing the Warrior into the opposite corner. Referee trying to get a clean break here. And there is a clean break. Both men locking it back up, a collar and elbow tie-up. And Warrior now backing Jake back into a corner. And another clean break. Back and forth now, but Jake getting the upper hand here. Side headlock applied. And a hard shot right there from the right hand. And he's got the Warrior down. Step over toe hold now. One thing about Jake, he is going to work over every body part. He does not care. He is not going to just focus on your legs, focus on your arms, focus on your abdomen, your chest. He will work it all over. But the Warrior taking him down with a hard shot right there. And the Warrior's back on top here. Backing Jake into the corner one more time. Referee again calling for a break. And a clean break. Honestly, that clean break surprises me. There's a back elbow. And now Jake with a huge slam to the Warrior. The Warrior is down and dropping a knee across the forehead. The Warrior better not sleep on Jake the Snake Roberts. There's a hard clothesline. Warrior now to the top rope. Driving the elbow into the heart of Jake Roberts. Referee's there for the count. Only a 2 count, though, as Jake's able to kick out. Back to his feet now, and a Warrior with a huge press slam. Dropping Jake Roberts behind him. And now channeling the power of his Warriors. The Warrior Splash. And Jake Roberts kicked out of the Warrior Splash. Roberts was in big trouble right there. Somehow managed to kick out and able to get the Warrior back down. And now Roberts going after that left hand, that left arm of the Warrior. Gonna go after it again. Just stomping away. That's a good way to break a finger, crack a wrist, anything. And the Warrior tried to get back into it, but Jake back down. Jake Roberts trying to insert his name into the world title picture here. Can you imagine what a win would do if Jake Roberts knocks off the World Heavyweight Champion here on Primetime? But this is the WWF, and anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. And a big shot to the back. The Warrior is in trouble, folks. A hard right hand from the Warrior. And the Warrior with a flurry of offense. And one more time, a huge Warrior splash. Jake kicked out of the first one. He will not kick out of the second. The Ultimate Warrior caught Roberts by surprise. I tell you what, though, hats off to Jake the Snake Roberts. He put up one heck of a fight in that ring here tonight against the world champion. You better believe that's going to cause members of the committee to take notice. And this was the first Warrior slam there, the Warrior splash. Roberts actually kicked out of this one, but it would be the second Warrior splash that was able to keep Jake the Snake down for the 3 count. And your winner, moving on to the road to WrestleMania,
Here is your winner,
the WWF Champion, the Ultimate Warrior. Well, folks, we're going to keep things rolling here tonight on Primetime as the Warrior celebrates his victory. Again, our main event tonight will be the Intercontinental title on the line. Alpha defends against Hulk Hogan. But at WrestleMania, it will be the Warrior against Hogan for that WWF Championship. But we're going to keep things moving right along here on Primetime.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Miss Elizabeth from Sarasota, Florida, weighing in at 239 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
The rumors are true, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. He is fully reinstated into the World Wrestling Federation. The Macho Man Randy Savage, out for more than a year after some questionable things that took place last year at WrestleMania. But the Macho Man back here, live on Primetime. I told you, folks, this is going to be a packed episode. We have the return of the Macho Man Randy Savage, and of course his beautiful bride, Miss Elizabeth.
And his opponent from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 240 pounds, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Ravishing Rick Rude on his way to the ring. Rude trying to make his way back up into the title contention. Probably not real happy that Hulk Hogan's the one getting a shot at Alpha later tonight. But you got to figure whoever wins this match is definitely going to be making a case for being put into that Intercontinental title picture. Not one with a lack of confidence. Rick Rude. Well, you can see he's manifesting that Intercontinental Championship, wearing it right on the tights. And a hard takedown. Savage coming out swinging as this one is underway. Savage with a huge clothesline, taking Rude off his feet. Savage now getting away with a bit of a choke there. The referee didn't even make an attempt to get down there. Just choosing to let these two fight it out. But Rude with the reversal there into a back body drop. And now Rude's got Savage up. And Savage with a leg whip, taking Ravishing Rick Rude to the ground. And Rude with another reversal. Back and forth as this match gets going here. Rude has Macho Man up and a power bomb. Savage might have tweaked his knee there. That's not good for the returning Macho Man. Backing him into the corner now. Rude follows it up with a huge clothesline. And he's got Savage down and out. Rick Rude doesn't care how long Macho Man's been gone. Head first into that turnbuckle. Savage, though, able to reverse. A big reverse DDT as he went up and over Ravishing Rick Rude. And now Savage yanking at the nose and face. Doing whatever he can to get an advantage over Rude here. And a beautiful hip toss right there. Rude rolls outside, but Savage not one to let it go. Follows him out to the ringside area. They're fighting on the floor now. And he's got Rude down and just hammering away with those hard right hands. And Rude kicking Savage in the face, getting back to his feet now. Rude wanting to keep things in between the ropes. Will send Savage back in. And Rude coming in. But Savage caught him with a knee. And a pile driver from Randy Savage. Count of one, count of two, and that count of three, and it's over. I can't believe that.
Here is your winner, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Savage hit a pile driver out of nowhere, and Rude didn't get back up. That doesn't bode well for Ravishing Rick Rude. Nonetheless, your winner, the Macho Man Randy Savage, victorious in his return here as we continue the action.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Reno, Nevada, weighing in at 281 pounds.
Well, we're expecting the Hart Foundation here. But right now, only the Anvil's on his way out. This is scheduled to be the Hart Foundation against Money Incorporated. Or excuse me, not Money Yeah, Money Incorporated. But why? Well, here comes Bret Hart.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart.
There's Bret Hart with his brother-in-law, the British Bulldog, coming out here to support the family. Hoping to be a counter to the $1 Million Man. I'm just a little surprised they came out separate, that's all, folks. But they're out here, they're together, they're on the same page. It's the Hart Foundation. And they're getting ready to square off against Money Incorporated.
And their opponents, accompanied by Ted DiBiase at a combined weight of 686 pounds, King Kong Bundy and the Beast, Money Incorporated.
The Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, King Kong Bundy, the $1 Million champion. And, of course, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. They are Money Incorporated. And they are set to take on the Hart Foundation. The tag team division here in the WWF is on fire as of late. Of course, at the top, you've got the Wild Samoans, currently the World Tag Team Champions. They are set to defend those titles at WrestleMania against the Steiner brothers, who won a #1 contendership match last week here on Primetime. But it's going to be Anvil starting things off with King Kong Bundy. And we are set and ready to go. Again, you have the Bulldog, you've got DiBiase out here at ringside. The Hart Foundation going to their family. Bret Hart's brother-in-law, Davey Boy Smith. And what is Davey Boy's climbing up there? And he jumped back down. Thought he was going to try to interject himself in this match. Quick tags from Money Inc. Anvil off the ropes. Huge double team effort there. As Bam Bam tagging into King Kong Bundy. And the Anvil's in trouble here in the early going. And back into that dangerous corner. Anvil's on the wrong side of the ring here, folks. A huge double axe handle from Bam Bam Bigelow. Stomping away. They've got Anvil in a bad way here. Bam Bam. Reversal. The Anvil trying to fight out of there. He's got to get out of that corner, though. A huge Beal. And he's got Bam Bam down. Count of one and only a 1 count. And Anvil may have missed an opportunity to tag there. Bam Bam back on top here. The Anvil trying to cover up. He took some hard blows there. Leapfrog. And he caught him coming off the ropes, but Anvil fights out of it with a headbutt. He's got Bam Bam against the ropes. He's in a bad situation. Out in front. Referee now starting to count. Anvil's in no man's land over there, folks. Trying to get out of the way, trying to get back into the ring. It's not going to be easy. But he's got Bam Bam on the ground. Out on the floor. And slammed into the hard steps. Those steps are made out of steel. Referee's at a count of 6. Bam Bam knocking Anvil down. And we're back at a count of one. Bam Bam broke it up by going to the top rope. And Bam Bam hammering away on the anvil. So far, no involvement from DiBiase. Bam Bam throwing Anvil over to his corner and going right over and knocking Bret Hart. But the Hitman fires back. And the Anvil back into the ring now. Bam Bam with the reversal. Anvil, reversal of his own. He's got Bam Bam over in their corner. Going to work on that left leg. Tag is made to the Hitman. Here comes Bret Hart. Now both men hammering away on Bam Bam. Turnabout's fair play. Money Incorporated use their corner and double team antics to get the advantage, and now the Hart Foundation's doing the same. But there's a tag. Anvil doesn't see it. King Kong Bundy tagged in. What a reversal. That is a whole lot of man to be picking up and throwing over your head like that. But the Anvil, no small man himself, whips him into the corner. And the Anvil now tagging in. Here's another double team from the Hart Foundation. And Bundy trying to fight his way out. Bundy caught the Hitman there. Huge kick to the solar plex. And Bundy with a power bomb. He damn near folded the Hitman in half. But the Hitman right back up. Nails a crossbody to Bigelow. Bundy now with a cheap shot. Advantage going back in the way of Money Incorporated. Bigelow now with a hard shot to the knee of the Hitman. And Bigelow back up top. Bam Bam with a huge side kick. Count of one. Count of 1.5. Hitman was able to get out of there, but he's still in. He's on the wrong side of the ring, folks. He's got to get back over and tag the Anvil in. He has been absorbing too much punishment in Money Incorporated's corner. And the Hitman now, side headlock and a hard right hand. And DiBiase getting involved here, getting the attention of the Hitman. The referee's got to do something about this. The Hitman had Bigelow down, and DiBiase got involved. Leapfrog. Bigelow caught with a glancing blow there. The Hitman now spinning pile driver. The Hitman didn't even get a 1 count as Bundy breaks it up. And the Hitman grabbing Bundy. The referee is quickly losing control of this one, folks. Bam Bam Bigelow, a fury of rights and lefts. What a shot to the head. The Hitman might be out, but no, Anvil breaks it up. This has been wild. It's been chaotic. Everything you would expect to see from a match between these two teams here on Primetime. And Bigelow now, upper hand on the Hitman. Hitman backed into the corner. Double team on the way. Hitman shot off the ropes and a big back body drop. And Bundy now just putting all 400 plus pounds onto the chest of the Hitman. And slamming him back into the corner. But the Hitman able to fight out. He needs to make a tag. Don't go right back after him. Make a tag, Bret. Bundy with a big boot. There's the tag. That's what he needed. And the Bulldog's getting into the ring. Anvil took Bundy down hard with that slam. The Hitman is still down. double axe handle off the top. Bundy is reeling. Bundy, though, able to get the upper hand, coming off the ground. And he's got the anvil and just tossed him aside like a sack of potatoes. Referee's down, count of 1, count of 2. Only a 2 count. We've seen DiBiase get involved. We've seen the Bulldog get involved. Bundy with a huge slam, taking the anvil down. And Bundy now, a huge knee to the head. The anvil has absorbed a lot of punishment over the course of this match. But he gets the reversal and Bundy reverses it. Huge kick to the face. Look out! A huge shot from the anvil. And now the Bulldog and DiBiase are going at each other. These two, the referee just sent the Bulldog back to the back. He has kicked the Bulldog out. And he just ejected DiBiase as well. Both teams' managers have just been sent back to the back. This match will continue. Both teams taken by surprise as the managers started to get in each other's face. That Davey Boy Smith did not like some of the things and some of the actions that DiBiase had been doing here at ringside. Bundy now trying to get the advantage. He's got the anvil up and just dropped him face first into the turnbuckle. Without Ted DiBiase, Money Incorporated still rolling here in this match. The same cannot be said for the Hart Foundation. Bigelow with a head of steam and a big boot across the face. That could be it. Anvil's out cold. Only a 1 count though. Clearly, the Anvil's got a little bit left in the tank. But he needs to make a tag. Bundy just shoulder checking him down and dragging his lifeless corpse into the middle of the ring. Bundy has some bad intentions. Short arm clotheslines and not letting go. 3 in a row. But Anvil lunges for the tag. He got the tag into the Hitman. And Bret Hart now with Bundy. Big pile driver. I can't believe he got Bundy up in that. The Hitman showing just how much strength he has. Bundy, though, seemed to shake that off. And here we go, back into the corner. A back elbow. Folks, this match has been going on for quite some time. Neither team really has a definitive advantage. The Hart Foundation. There's Hitman, though, getting that side Russian leg sweep. That could be all she wrote. But Bigelow on a reversal. Goes behind the Hitman. Hitman gets the reversal in. And a cheap shot from the Anvil. And now Bret Hart. Bigelow got out of the corner. Double knees to the back. Makes the tag to Bundy. And Bundy just lunged at the Hitman. Rocketed him off the apron. Pulling the Anvil in. This is broken down, folks. The referee's counting Bret Hart out as King Kong Bundy splashes the Anvil in the corner, but the Hitman's right there with a roll-up. A 3 count on a roll-up out of nowhere. And the Hart Foundation picks up a shocking win. I don't know, though. Anvil might have something to say about the Hitman just coming in and watching King Kong Bundy splash him in the corner. You're going to see it right here, folks. Bundy strutting his stuff, and the Hitman gets into the ring and stops and just allows it to happen, but he does catch Bundy by surprise. Rolled up in a small package and able to get the 3 count.
Here are your winners, Bret Hart and Jim
Well,
Hart Foundation.
everything appears to be okay with the Hart Foundation. They appear to be back on the same page as they score a huge win over Money Incorporated. Now we're starting to wind down here on WWF Primetime Wrestling.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Rick Steiner, representing the Steiner Brothers from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 276 pounds, Scott Steiner.
And Scott Steiner going to go one-on-one against one half of the Wild Samoans, Sika. Off of the other half of the Wild Samoans will be in action after this match against Hulk Hogan as he defends the Intercontinental Championship. But tonight, we're going to see if the Steiners can get one over in a one-on-one matchup with the Wild Samoans.
And his opponent, representing the Wild Samoans from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 319 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Sika.
Of course, here in a little under 2 weeks at WrestleMania, the Wild Samoans will defend those tag team championships against the Steiner brothers. One of these teams looking to at least get a little bit of an advantage, a little momentum as we head into the final road to WrestleMania. Sika, Scott Steiner, one-on-one here on Primetime. Now, what a match this is going to be, folks. If you're just tuning in, we saw the return of the Macho Man, Randy Savage, as he picked up a big win over Ravishing Rick Rude. We saw the Ultimate Warrior get a win over Jake the Snake Roberts. And we just saw an instant classic as the Hart Foundation defeated Money Incorporated. And here we go, Scott Steiner and Sika one-on-one here on Primetime. Steiner with a big bear hug to get things going. Sika tried to catch him off guard, but able to fight out of it, and a huge slam from Sika. Steiner now backed into the corner. And a go behind. He's going to lift him up. Sika, though, well scouted, says not today. As Sika now sending Scott off the ropes. And catches him. Steiner, though, up and over, reverse DDT. Pretty evenly matched here in the early going. Neither man getting a definitive advantage, but look at the strength of Scott Steiner. Just slamming over 300 pounds of Sika after deadlifting him from the canvas. Scott now going to the outside. Going to the high-risk district. Top rope. Huge diving clotheslines. Sika's down. There's a cover. Only a 1 count. Steiner now has Sika back up, and Sika able to fight out of it. Sika sending Scott Steiner into the corner. Referee better get in there and check. That might be a choke. Choking the life out of Scott Steiner. And now putting I'd say putting the boots to him, but Sika's not wearing any boots. Stomping away, and Steiner able to kick out, literally, and a basement drop kick And Sika's going to roll to the outside. Quickly, though, back into the ring. Scott Steiner now. Tried to get control. Sika now in control. And a huge shot across the solar. Across the back of Scott Steiner. These men are going back and forth. Sika now lifting Steiner up and just clotheslining him throat first across the top rope. He hung him up there. And Steiner's in a bad way, trying now to gain some momentum back here with some hard right hands and a big chop. Scott Steiner now waiting for Sika to get back up to his feet. He's got him up. And he's going to return the favor by dropping Sika right across the top rope face first. Scott Steiner now has Sika down and out in the corner. A huge slam. Cover. Only a 1 count and barely a 1 count. Steiner now going up to the middle rope. And he tried for a splash, but Sika got the knees up. Sika back in control. Scooping Steiner up, but Steiner fighting out of it. A hard right hand. Sika's down and out. Steiner now getting a hold of the feet. And there's an Indian deathlock. Haven't seen one of those for a while. Steiner was right there, hit the bridge perfectly, but Sika was close to the ropes. And Sika, after taking that elbow drop, again, only a count of 1. Steiner's got to do a lot more damage if he thinks he's going to keep Sika down. And Sika countered. Scott Steiner just got powerbombed out of the ring. I don't know how either man is still standing, to be honest, folks. Steiner just got powerbombed out of his boots, rolled out of the ring, and Sika came around, aggressively following up, and Steiner suplexed him into tomorrow. Both men now fighting on the floor. Sika powering out here. Referee, I think, is at a count of 7. Count of 8. Steiner back in at a count of 9. And there it is. Sika did not answer the count of 10.
Here's your winner, Scott Steiner.
Steiner's going to win it on a count out. That last suplex, Sika had no idea where he was, landing awkwardly on the floor. And the Steiner brothers pick up some momentum as we head into WrestleMania, less than 2 weeks away.